Hey, welcome. I hope you're doing good. Thank you for joining me. Today's reading is the person on your mind. What are they thinking about you? Whether it's a platonic connection, romantic, friendship, family, whatever. Just take the messages that resonate, especially if you're not asking about a romantic connection and those kind of messages come through. But, anyways, what is the person on your mind thinking about you at the moment? We have three groups. The group one, we have the pink tourmaline crystal. Group two, the clear quartz geode, and group three, the sodalite crystal. Okay, so group one, two, and three. Feel free to take a moment if you need to take some time to choose your group, but I will see you in your readings. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen the first group, the pink tourmaline, in this reading is for you. The person on your mind, what are they thinking about you at the moment? We have the Eight of Swords upright, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the Six of Cups. So as usual, please only take what resonates and what makes sense for you, okay? Okay, so they are thinking that you could be shy or that you are shy, either when it comes to them or in a certain group of people, or they kind of just think you come across that way even if you aren't. They also think that you isolate yourself from other people. Again, this could be from them at the moment, or it could be in a certain environment. You kind of just maybe come across as I don't know if standoffish is the right word. But it definitely doesn't come across as like being reserved or being standoffish. It comes across more so like you are shy. Because they also feel like you do come across as quite sweet at the same time. But yeah, they think that their opportunities with you are limited, whether it's the opportunity to talk to you or to move forward with you or to get to know you more, or another opportunity that you are aware of, but they do feel like they are very limited in their movement or their wants or desires when it comes to you. They could also believe that someone's silencing you, like you're not yourself in front of someone. They could also think that your lifestyle or your responsibilities are restricting you. They do think you are quite anxious about something, or you seem extra anxious recently. They think you seem a bit more introverted, nervous than you usually are. They think you seem a bit less relaxed as well. For some of you, they think you don't really know what to say to them because you like them. They believe that you aren't being honest with yourself when it comes to them and about how you feel about them. They also think that you don't trust yourself much as well. They do also feel like you are an emotional and sensitive person. For some of you, they think that they're having issues in their relationship, or certain relationships that they have, whether it's work relationships, friendships, romantic relationships. But whatever the case is, they feel like they're experiencing issues because of you or because of how they feel about you. But again, like, this isn't necessarily anything that you've directly done to impact their relationship or a specific relationship. But they could actually be looking, like they could be the ones that's looking at certain relationships differently because of how they feel about you, you know? So again, like this may not even have anything to do with you, but from their perspective, they do think it's because of you or how they feel about you. But they do think that the stagnation in your relationship connection is necessary for the moment. So for some of you, they think you like them or they think you're attracted to them, but at the same time, they don't think you are sure about them right now. Or it's like, say, for example, you find someone attractive, but you're not sure about their personality, or you're not sure about their goals, or, you know, some other area of your life that you're just, you know, not sure about. So they could think you have those kind of conflicting feelings when it comes to them. But they do think of you as being kind and innocent. For some of you, they believe you aren't making the best decisions in your career or your work, or that you aren't making enough effort or acting in a way that's maybe the most healthy or moral or right. For some of you, this has nothing to do with, how do I put this? So basically, for some of you, they could think that you're maybe working too hard towards the wrong things. For example, you could be really talented in some way, but you work twice as hard at a role that you don't even like. So for some of you, they do think you're not making enough of an effort in that kind of way. Not that you're kind of like lazy or anything like that. But right now, they do think that they could be too unreliable to be with you, either in general or right now. For some of you, they could think your living situation is precarious or unstable because of someone else. They could also think that you aren't as developed as they are, or maybe not as mature as they are. But I have to say, they don't see you as immature either. Like they could just kind of see themselves as having more experience or life experience than you do. For some of you, though, they could think that you want them to be lonely. And if any of you are single here, they think that you don't want to be single anymore. So they could also think that you could be, or you are, a lot of fun, or that you are, and that you could be in need of a lot of fun, because they do see you as being kind of, you know, a bit off recently. But they do think of you as being quite lighthearted for the most part. For some of you, they do think about getting you a gift. They do think that you like to feel safe, and that you do what you can to feel safe. They could also think that you're still connected to or holding on to someone from your past. They do think that you need love and support, and they think that they'll be able to give that to you. Despite if they think you're feeling down or anxious now, they do think you'll feel hopeful. Hopeful at what? So basically, like, they think that even if you are, you know, not feeling yourself right now, they still think that you have this spark to you, that you still feel hopeful, you know, that you're not necessarily giving up, you know. So they could think that you feeling anxious or you feeling down is just like a blip for you. And for some of you, they could think that you're more interested in them as a friend right now. So earlier, that message came, that came through earlier, was like, they think that you like them, but they're not sure if you like them, if that makes sense. So for some of you, they could think that you like them, but not sure if it's in like a romantic kind of way or a friendship kind of way, you know, if you're just being nice, depending on who this is anyway. But yeah. So we have complex. So they do think you are a complex and complicated kind of person. We also have mean. So they could think that you're being mean to yourself, like they could think you're treating yourself harshly in some way. Maybe being too hard on yourself. We also have introverted. So for some of you, they could think you are naturally quite introverted, or you're more so introverted recently. So we have, I waited too long to see your worth. Now the joke's on me. What are they thinking? So for some of you, they could think that they waited too long to make a move towards you. One second. For some of you, they could think that they waited too long to show you that they're responsible or to do something responsible in regards to you. Or they feel like they waited too long to take the next significant step. So please only take that one if it makes sense. So they do think you are quite ambitious and determined. So yeah, I know a message came up earlier where they said they don't think you're being honest with yourself, and dishonesty has come up as well. So for some of you, they don't think you're being honest in some way. And the Knight of Cups came out to clarify. So they don't think you're being honest with yourself about how you're feeling. For some of you, this could be about not feeling well or not feeling yourself. So they could also think your relationship, sorry, not your relationship, they could think you are quite unpredictable. So they do think that you will eventually step out of your comfort zone when you feel ready to. And we also have speechless. So they also think that you both don't really know what to say to each other as well. So they could also think that communication isn't great between you both right now. But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I do hope it could be helpful and make sense. And I'm wishing you the best, okay? Take care. Hello, if you've chosen the second group in this reading, it's for you if you've chosen the clear quartz geode. So the person on your mind, what are they thinking about you right now? So we have the Three of Cups in reverse, Two of Pentacles upright, and the Five of Swords in reverse. So please only take what resonates, okay guys? So the person on your mind, they do think that they need to be nicer to you. And they do kind of feel like you are a bit disappointed in them. They do think you have a jealous streak. For some of you, they may feel like they've caused you to have a jealous streak or to have some trust issues. They also believe that you may want their approval in certain ways, that you want them to be kinder to you, that you want them to treat you differently in a positive way, for them to be more open with you as well. But they also think that they aren't able to do this right now, or at least not in the way that you want them to. They could think that you are they could think that you are really longing for their attention, for their affection as well, for their love and their support. But again, they may not think that they're able to kind of give this to you. They do think that you deserve better than them, or deserve better than what they can or want to offer you right now. They do think you want something more serious than they can give you. Like, they definitely think that you want them to act in a way that is just not what in their mind they kind of perceive that as just not possible or feasible right now. They also think you're trying to spend more time with them in a group setting. They could think that you could be trying to take any opportunity to kind of be around them. They do think that people keep talking about you, gossiping. And they also feel that you don't really have any friends that you can truly trust. But they also think of you as being better than the people around you. They think of you as better than your friends. Like, they almost view you as being out of their league, you know, the people that you hang around with. Like, they could just think that you do have more integrity or maturity than your friends. And they also think that these people may end up betraying you if they haven't already. They could also think that you don't have much of a social life at the moment, but they could also feel like that's the way you want it. They do think that you want balance and peace in your life. They also do think you want balance with them, and that you want to get along better with them as well. And if you aren't in a relationship with them already, they do think you want to be in a relationship with them. Or if you are in a relationship with them, they kind of just feel that you want to improve the connection that you guys have. But they do think that you both are really attracted to each other. But they kind of think that they're too random, maybe up and down, spontaneous for you. And because of that, they feel like you both aren't compatible because they kind of perceive you as being maybe more stable and mature than they are. But they do think of you as being adaptable. But they do think that you guys maybe aren't compatible right now. They could also think that you both won't be able to fit into each other's lives, maybe social life, social circles, maybe families. They could also think that you are having trouble with money, or you're having to juggle, your work with other, expectations and responsibilities that you have, and that it is a bit of a struggle for you. They do think you're stressed, dealing with a lot of stress, and that you are trying to resolve any conflicts, tension in your life. They also think that despite how much you care about them, how much you may want them, or them perceiving it that way, they do think that you may reach a point, 9 of Wands, 9 of Cups is below it, where you kind of just decide to focus on yourself and you decide to give up when it comes to them. They do think you're feeling a little bit defeated in a few different areas of your life. And they think that they are just not helping. They honestly think that you would be better off if they kind of just left you alone. So we have unpleasant, attentive, and conservative. What are they thinking about you? So they do think you are very attentive, just like as a person in general. And they do think you want to be more attentive and caring and kind of spend more time with them. But they do think that they have treated you unpleasantly, like they don't think they've treated you the best. And they do regret that as well. But for some of you, they could think it's best if they kind of do what they can to try and like push you away. For some of you, they could also think that you are trying to act conservatively, maybe trying to act like there aren't any issues or you aren't experiencing any problems. Like they could think you are trying to put on a bit of a brave face. This could be when it comes to them, it could be in regards to other issues as well. So we have pillow talk. So for some of you, they think that you have been trying to contact them, or you've been trying to kind of like signal them to contact you. So we also have, I want to feel your skin against my own. So they think about having a sexual relationship with you, or if you guys already have a sexual relationship, if you're asking about that kind of connection, then that is something that they do think about. but they may not think it's right. You know, if you do already have a sexual relationship with them, they may not think it's right for them to continue that, especially considering how they may feel about you in other ways. But they are very attracted to you, and that is something that they think about. But they could think it will kind of like give you the wrong message if they were to like try and pursue that kind of connection or relationship with you at the moment. Okay, so we also have, I'm so horny, I could have anybody, but I want you. What are they thinking about? So depending on the kind of relationship you're asking about, this person, they could think that they should keep their options open. They could also think that you should keep your options open as well. We also have, you're so strong, but you don't have to do this alone. So they do think that you are trying to be strong. They could think that you are trying to kind of get through something alone or without asking other people for help and support, or maybe kind of letting on to other people how you could be struggling. So they could think you're trying to keep strong in that way. We also have your skin looks like silk, and we also have you are so fragile and sexy. So they do think you are extremely attractive. And it also feels like they miss kind of like being close to you physically as well. But again, like they may not want you to kind of get the wrong like impression or wrong message, especially if they are feeling unsure. But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I do hope it could be helpful and make sense. But I am wishing you all the best, alright? Please take care of yourself. Bye. Hey, welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the third group, the Sodalite, then this reading is for you. The person on your mind, what are they thinking about you right now? So we have the Three of Swords upright, Queen of Swords in reverse, and the Nine of Swords in reverse as well. So a lot of air energy, a lot of swords. Alright, so for this group, it feels like the person you're asking about, they do think you are either prone to overthinking, or they think you're overthinking about something in particular. For some of you, this could be about a cycle or something that has ended, been completed, or possibly something quite negative as well, or overthinking something from the past, or something that you want to end but can't end. This could be overthinking about something that you could be more aware of, you know, whether it's true or not. But yeah, so this person, they do think that you need to put an end to something already, an end to something that could be hurting you. This could be an end to how you view something, an end to how you perceive or think about something. So they could think you could benefit from maybe changing. This doesn't really feel like it is about changing your thought process. This could be about what you think or how you perceive a particular person, or how you think or perceive a particular situation. But yeah, they feel like this could also be about putting an end to something that they think is breaking you, a heartbreak, a loss. But they think that you've changed. They think that you are a shell of the person that they used to know. They just view you as being very different to how you were in the past. They do think that you need to move on from something or someone for good, and they kind of see you as doing yourself a disservice. And this disservice could be them perceiving you as doing something that is throwing you off balance, or continuing to put your energy or your thoughts towards something that's making you feel off balance or scattered, or making you feel like up in the air, or feeling like your nerves are on edge, or feeling like your nerves are fried, if that makes sense, or making you feel anxious. It feels like they understand that you may be grieving, and this isn't what they want you to just move on from, by the way, but whatever it is you are grieving, they understand it won't be easy for you to heal. They do think that you need to distance yourself from what's hurting you, take a break, take care of yourself. They also think that you are trying to move on from them. They do think you're being cold towards them, and they think that you don't really want anything to do with them right now. They do think you're cautious of them. But they could also think that you don't want anything to do with them due to the challenging situation that they think you're experiencing. They definitely think you're feeling quite sensitive about them, like they're a touchy subject for you, or they're like a bit of a sore spot for you. For some of you, they think that you aren't being honest. For some of you, this feels like it's not about something in particular. They could think that you're just not being honest in general. But they do think that you both can't trust each other, and that you've both disappointed each other in a lot of different ways. They think that there's this conflict between you both. Like they think there's this point of tension. They may think that you both don't really care to resolve it though, if there is any tension between you and the person you're asking about. For some of you though, they think that you shouldn't have cheated them. They could feel like you're experiencing bad karma due to that. But they also think that you're trying to hide your dislike and honestly your distaste for them, or they think that you kind of just feel that way when it comes to them. Like they could think you're feeling quite resentful of them as well. Like they could think that you have bad intentions for them, or you just don't wish them well, or you want something bad to happen to them. Like they could perceive you as feeling that way about them. They do think you are quite judgmental of them. They also feel you could be quite judgmental in general though. They don't think you have a lot of freedom. They could think that you not having a lot of freedom is making you feel... Five of Swords came out a few times when I was clarifying certain messages. So they could think that you not having freedom, or you being maybe closed off in certain ways, overthinking, like they could feel like that's putting you in a place of conflict. Like they could feel like that's putting you in a worse position. Like they could think that you isolating yourself, or you not having a lot of freedom, or you being restricted is kind of like impacting your mental health, or impacting the way you perceive them or perceive certain situations. And it's kind of like I don't know how to put it, but but maybe kind of like you're in a situation where it's hard for you to escape like the negativity that you could be feeling and thinking, especially in regards to them. And they also think that you make them feel quite anxious as well. And they also think that you need to let go of the worries, the doubts, or the issues that you've had with them, and kind of get over the negative feelings that you may have. They could also think you're being quite unrealistic. For some of you, they could think you're being unrealistic about a relationship or a man in your life or someone from your past. Or your expectations. Again, 5 of Swords coming out. But right now, they do think of you as being confused and unable to think straight. And for some of you, they also think that you don't want their help anymore. They honestly think that maybe they should keep their distance from you right now. Okay, so we have emotional, we have cautious, and we have pretentious. What are they thinking about you? So for some reason, they do think that you're quite cautious of them as well. Again, like similar to the message that came up before, like they do think you guys don't trust each other. They do think you're quite emotional, maybe overly sensitive. They could think that you're not thinking logically, that you're maybe taking things to heart. And for some of you, they could think that you're imagining some of the problems or some of the bad feelings that you could have towards, maybe towards them. They could think that you're judging them unfairly. For some of you, they could think that you perceive them as being pretentious. So we also have, I'm worried you don't feel the same. What are they thinking about you? So they, wait, hold on. Okay. Wait, hold on. So they don't think that you feel as negatively about them as they do about you. But they kind of want you to feel that way about them. Like for some of you, they could be worried. I don't know if worried is the right emotion, but they could be worried that you don't feel or recognize the problems that they feel and recognize. It's like, for example, if you were to meet this person, like they would be worried you'd give them a hug instead of fighting with them, if that makes sense, you know? So they could be worried that you don't recognize maybe how much they maybe don't care for you right now. We also have bitter. For some of you, they could think you are maybe bitter. We have curious. They could think you are quite curious about them. So guys, you know the message? I don't know. I feel like some of these messages might be reversed. Or no, sorry, not all of them, but just this one, the message that came up for this particular card. So yeah, please only take that one if it makes sense, because it feels kind of like, I don't know, intertwined or reversed. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. Anyways, so what are they thinking about you? For some of you, they could think you're curious about them. We also have, I'm going to play you for as long as you let me. For some of you, they could think that you either are or were trying to play them or trying to manipulate them. We also have secrets. I mean, the message about not trusting each other came up before, but this person, they could think you're keeping secrets from them. And finally, we have dreamer. What are they thinking about you? So for some of you, they feel like you aren't being realistic. Like, it's almost like kind of confusing fantasy with reality. Like, they could think you're kind of experiencing that a little bit. But anyways, that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I do hope it could be helpful and make sense. But I'm wishing you the best, okay? Please take care. Bye.